Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change out one of these shower heads with the new one, whatever one you decide to purchase at the hardware store or online. I'm going to go ahead and replace it with this one right here. And you're going to see there's two shower heads. One of them is a handheld one and the other one is going to be stationary. For the most part, you're going to need some tools. And I like to use these two tools. I like to use some pliers. If you notice, there's some green tape on here. Reason for the green tape is because I use these pliers to hold on to this part of the pipe. Reason why I hold on to it, because sometimes if these are extra tight when you're trying to screw them off, end up twisting this as well. I don't want this to twist out because this is attached to the pipe that's attached to the wall. So I visually cannot see that part. So if I'm twisting this off and not paying attention, I'm concerned about potential leaks or anything. So I try to keep this in position so I don't have to mess with it. So if I notice this is tight, I go ahead and use this to hold it in place, and then I'll go ahead and turn this one. Then you got a wrench here, just an adjustable wrench. So this one will fit perfect because there are some little flat spots that almost all shower heads will have. And so you just put it to the right adjustment, make it nice and tight on there, then you go ahead and remove it. The benefit of this is that it's long. You don't need to use a long one. I like to use a long one just because of the fact is you get more leverage. So sometimes if they are a little tight, having a little more leverage makes it easier. And once again, use this if you need it. I went ahead and tested this out first, and I really don't need to use this on there to hold it. But if you do need it, use this, wrap it with painter's tape to protect the finish so you're not scratching it up and having it look bad. So let's go ahead and proceed with taking this head off. You might have some water that comes out, no big deal, but it's normal to have some water trapped in there. Once again, there's gonna be slots, some flat spots here, which I fill them. I'm gonna put this on, make sure it's nice and tight, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn it. Now, this is not moving. Sometimes, once again, this will move and twist. So that's when you use the pliers to hold it in place, but this is fine. So you just go ahead and twist off and then proceed to finish twisting it off. Real quick, just a reminder, the head's it's gonna move. So you might be spinning it, but it's not gonna come off just because it has almost like a little joint in there that allows it to tilt up and down and turn side to side. So just make sure if you got it loose enough, you'll notice this part moving. So you might have to grab it from this point in the back where you put your wrench on it. All right, so the contents of the package is gonna be this mounting bracket that attaches to this right here. You're gonna have some instructions. You're gonna have some Teflon tape, your handheld shower head, and you got a nice rubbery material here that's for a pretty good grip, and the stationary shower head as well. This is what comes in the package. And let's go ahead and install it. Before you do anything, just make sure you take off the remaining plumbing tape that was on this threaded area. Now you can use a plumbing tape that they gave you, or you can get your own if you have some. But this is good, this is sufficient enough, and you just wrap it. I like to wrap the plumbing tape clockwise. Reason why is so when you screw the new piece on, it's not gonna try to unwind the tape. That's my logic. You don't want to really skimp on the tape, just go around a few times because you want to make sure that you're going to get a good seal on it. I think this is good enough. Plumbing tape's on there. The hole is not blocked. I'm going to go ahead and do now is attach the bracket. Be careful when you're installing these brackets here because sometimes this little black gasket ends up falling out and you don't even notice. So there's a little black gasket, make sure it doesn't fall out. This is going to mount this way. This is going to be facing the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on this as well. If you guys like, you can always mount it and then tape it after, but I'm just going to tape everything because it's a little easier to work with that way. You do want to tighten this nice and snug. Don't go too crazy tight because there is a gasket in there. And if you over tighten, you could kink the gasket or pinch it, and then you could cause it to leak from this side. You do have some exposed tape. Apparently this nut is not that big, so you can see the exposed tape. I'm just gonna leave it that way, it doesn't bother me, but you can always kind of cut that off there and make it look clean. It's up to you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to it. This has a gasket in there, so you wanna get it on, but you don't wanna go crazy trying to over tighten anything. Tighten it with this, Make sure it's nice and tight. Now we're gonna go ahead and add this. There's not really a top or bottom on it. Just remember there is a gasket in here, so just make sure you don't lose it when you're taking this off. So you can see the gasket right here, the black gasket. Let's see if we can get it in camera, that gasket. So just make sure it doesn't get lost. This side, you don't have to put any type of tape or anything. The seal is pretty good. Make sure you get it started good because sometimes it seems like it wants to go in a little sideways. You can only hand tighten. You don't want to grab it with any pliers or anything because you'll just scuff it all up. Hand tighten it the best you could. Now you have this side. Once again, be sure the gasket doesn't fall out and get lost. And then you go ahead and attach this, the handheld. So that's where you attach it, just hand tighten. And this mounts to the side here. And everything's installed, guys. It's really simple to do. Just follow the instructions, but it's pretty straightforward. Hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.